Okay, we are at Ben Road. I'm at the peak of my marathon training at the moment. It's the beginning of March and I'm preparing for the Rotterdam Marathon on April the 14th. Today I have a long run of 35 kilometers with 3 times 20 minutes of tempo work in it. A very specific workout for my marathon. I performed this workout at the one and only famous road, Ben. Definitely not a flat road, but the tarmac road is somewhat more flat than the hilly dirt roads over here. Besides this, in this video I will go over the reason why it might be interesting for you to also incorporate some tempo work in your long run. I'll give some tips and advice how to incorporate it into your training schedule. Many people approach a long run as a gentle aerobic workout. However, here in Kenya you see a lot of Kenyans and European top long distance runners perform pretty hard long runs. First, let's dive into the benefits of tempo work in the long run, and next have a look at my own workout today. The basis of the long run remains to create a good aerobic base and also to get used to more time on your legs. However, this can also be achieved by more easy running or some more tempo runs. So what are the main benefits of some tempo efforts in your long run? By adding some tempos in your long run, you train your fatigue resistance and threshold pace. Also, you practice running fast on fatigued legs, a critical factor for racing success. You also train more specific for a marathon, which should make you both mentally and physically more prepared instead of doing only slow and easy long runs. One of the downsides, however, from adding tempos to your long run might be that you need extra recovery time. So you probably won't be able to run as much the next day. So I don't recommend to do a long run with tempo efforts every week. Probably switch it up, do 1 or 2 weeks long run with tempo efforts and then do an easy long run the next week to mix it up a bit. Okay, back to my own workout now.
For breakfast, some overnight oats. Looks quite bad, but it tastes actually pretty good.
And a good cup of coffee, of course, which can make anybody run.
For my long run, I take 3 carb gels and also 1 caffeine gel in the middle to stay focused, and I also drink a full bottle of hydrocarb mix. In the marathon I need to take a little bit more fuel, but for this long run it should be sufficient.
Okay, we are at Ben Road. First some warm-up, and some people are gonna change the shoes. I do 1 rep with someone from the Netherlands as well. Here, look at the start. I finished up my workout. Just came back with the car, almost home. It was not my best day out there, also not the worst. Pretty tough conditions. It was very windy. The first 20 minutes tempo was uphill. I did 2 times 20 and 1 times 15, and I ended up doing instead of 35k, 34k. But yeah, it's a job done, and I hit the paces that I wanted to hit in the second 2 blocks, so I almost hit the paces there. So that was quite okay. And now time for some food and recovery. Okay, the work is in the pocket. As promised, some tips how to incorporate tempos into your own long run or to incorporate in your own training schedule. First, I wouldn't recommend to go over 1 hour of tempo work in your long run. I only see the elites do that over here. For example, a few times 10, 15 or 20 minutes and stick below an hour. That would be sufficient. If you do not have a marathon on the schedule, for example a 10k or half a marathon, I would still recommend to do some tempos in the long run sometimes. However, I would do some shorter tempos, for example between 5 and 10 minutes,
and run at half marathon pace. And a long run of 20 to 25 kilometers should be enough for most people. You can also make your endurance run progressive instead of blocks and include some tempo work at the end. This way you avoid burning out before the end of your long run, but still you add some tempo work. Sometimes I see people running more than 2.5 hours for their long run, or even over 3 hours. I would recommend to stick below 2.5 hours. Even if you run a marathon, for example, for 4 hours or even 5 hours, in my opinion, there's physically no benefit in running over the 2.5 hour barrier. You might risk injuries, for example, in a very long recovery time. Okay, this was it today on the topic of the long run. I hope you gained some insight in how and why you could add some tempo efforts into your long run. And if you have any questions, please ask them down below in the comments. And as always, if you still go out there today, have fun and get on the run.